The Wisconsin Badgers wrapped up their non-conference schedule last weekend against Long Island. On Friday night, Gavin Morrissey scored 2 goals. Quinn Finley had a goal and 3 points, and Rylan Mosley had 4 assists in a 6-3 victory. Then on Saturday, Finley scored again. He once again shares the national lead in goals scored with 18. Sawyer Scholl found the back of the net too, but the Badgers ended up playing to a 2-2 overtime draw. Now, Big Ten play resumes, and the Michigan Wolverines are coming to town. I'm Brian Posick, and head coach Mike Hastings joins us next on the Badger Hockey Digest.
The Badger Hockey Digest is presented by UW Health.
Clear your path to a great career today. Climb to reach your career potential with no loans and no debt, so you can earn while you learn. A Wisconsin Operating Engineer's Apprenticeship is your opportunity to work outdoors and get heavy equipment experience. Partner with your employer for serious pay, great health and pension benefits. Acquire real-world experience while building Wisconsin together. To start your career journey, visit join139.com today.
This is a hallway. Doesn't evoke much feeling. But to those facing cancer or a complex condition, it feels like relief. Because all the doctors, treatments, and technology you've been fighting to find, they're all right here, under one roof, connected by hallways instead of highways. Welcome to East Park Medical Center. UW Health. Remarkable.
Well, Mike, you warned us last week about Long Island. That's a big, heavy team that can also skate pretty well. It was like an old WCHA type series, wasn't it?
Yeah, physical from the get-go. And they had purpose. Thought we did a really good job on Friday managing that. We took advantage of when they got a little too physical. We scored on the power play. And then on Saturday, we couldn't extend a lead. Had one and couldn't get it to 2 early enough to try and get more than a 1-goal lead, and found a way to get it done in a shootout.
Yeah. Your defensive core has been banged up all season, and last weekend was the first time you played without Daniel Lodge, who last week we learned was done for the season after hip surgery. But you have the pieces there. It's going to take a little time, I think, for this all to work out with Daniel on the sideline, right?
Yeah, a little bit of adjustment just based upon Daniel was playing 20-plus minutes a night, and so you've got to redistribute those minutes and those responsibilities. One thing that he was rock solid for us from day one was killing penalties. And so we're going to have to redistribute that throughout our lineup. And we've got some young guys in Phelan and Hentz that are going to have to shoulder some of that, as well as our veterans. So we're work in progress, but it's something that they've been willing to do and are excited about.
And veterans are sophomores, right? Like Zach Scholes and Joe Palodichuk.
Yeah, and you know what? You're laying a lot at those guys' feet, but I think when they decided to come to the University of Wisconsin, that's what they envisioned.
Sure.
And maybe it's coming a little sooner than what they had maybe anticipated, but it's something that they're excited about.
Yeah. Joe's missed 9 games this season because of various injuries. Let's take a couple of minutes with sophomore defenseman Joe Palodichuk. Throughout the season, there are injuries that hurt every team, and Wisconsin's had its share of injuries this season, including to Joe Palodichuk. Joe, you've missed 9 games with a couple of different things. You're back now, but what's it like when you're watching your team, games are tight, knowing that you could maybe make a difference and you can't because you're sitting in the stands rehabbing?
It's hard, knowing you can be out there and help the team and help them win and contribute. It's tough watching it, and I'm more nervous watching than playing. It's so hard sitting in the stands and watching. But I think, through the hard times there is good, and I was able to work with our strength coach Thomas Inkrot and build that way, get some confidence back just in the weight room and doing the small things every day to get back.
So when you're sitting and watching, do you learn some things that maybe eventually you take back on the ice?
For sure, and I love being a student of the game. It's the next levels you get into, you have to, if you want to be successful. And I think that's been the biggest thing, is just learning and watching. And yeah, it's been fun to watch and learn from older guys like Daniel Hatch and Dexy. They're so good and they're so fun to watch, and every day you can get some information from them. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Daniel Lodge has meant a lot to this program, hasn't he?
For sure. Yeah, he's one of my best buddies, and It sucks, and you just wish them the best, with rehab and everything. So.
For sure. So, Joe, you take a look. When I talk to your head coach about you, he uses 2 words specifically: confidence and competitiveness. So where did you get your confidence and your competitiveness?
I don't know. It's just, I think just playing the games, just through repetition, preparing. So every time you go out and practice or playing a game, you feel ready. I think that's where I get most of my confidence from, is through my preparation and just playing with some swagger. Just being steady, making simple plays all around the ice. I think that's what helps confidence grow, and I think for me that's where it comes from, and trying to be a difference maker every day. Sure.
And despite the bumps that Wisconsin's taken along the road this season, the confidence hasn't waned with this team, has it?
No, it's incredible. We're a couple games under 500 right now, and I think we're right there. We are the best under 500 team to ever be in college hockey. We are a special group, and I do believe that with everything in my heart. We're going to be a special group coming these next 6 weeks and into playoffs.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
Dear winter, we're coming. Our squad of vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of our game. Bundle up. Toyota.
Right now, lease a new 2024 Tacoma for $319 a month, or get 1.99% APR for 72 months on a tough new Tundra. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Joe mentioned a moment ago that he thinks Wisconsin is the best sub-500 team in the history of college hockey. I love his attitude and his spirit and his confidence.
Yeah, you know what? Joe's a guy that exudes confidence, but is also a guy that's really information-based. I think he's got a lot of confidence in the group that we have. We've let some games slip away this year that we were hoping wouldn't, especially in overtime. Mm-hmm. But I'm hoping that that's calloused us up a little bit so that we're going to be tougher for the second half.
Yeah, we saw against Michigan back in December an overtime loss. That followed a 4-0 win. You get the Wolverines in here this weekend, and this is a huge series. You're both tied for 4th place, and being in the top 4 in the Big Ten, home ice for the first round of the playoffs. So this is big.
It really is, and any time you can win a series, we talk about that at the beginning of the year. For us, it's focused on Friday, but they're a team that, if you look what they've done on the power play here in the last little bit, has been very special. So we're going to have to stay out of the box and try and take advantage of playing at the Kohl Center.
Take advantage there, and you're taking advantage in your penalty kill, too. You talked about Michigan and his power play, but you've been rock solid the last 8 games or so.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that's been twofold. We've had one, we've stayed out of the box, so there's not an abundance of opportunities that way. And then 2, your best penalty killer has to be your goaltender, and Tommy Scarfoni's been doing a really good job for us. But that group that we talk about, as far as that young group of defensemen, we need them to be staples for us back there and continue to manage those 2 minutes when we do go shorthanded.
All right. Should be a lot of fun this weekend. Wisconsin and Michigan face off Friday night at 7, Saturday at 7:30. Saturday's games on the Big Ten Network, both games on the Badger Sports Network and the Varsity Network app. Our thanks to head coach Mike Hastings and Jay Williams. I'm Brian Posick. Thanks for watching the Badger Hockey Digest.
This has been a presentation from Learfield,